Hello there again, loves. I'm back with another tutorial. This one is my all drugstore look. It is also great for back to school because it is inexpensive and fairly quick. So I'm going to jump right into the tutorial and start by priming my eyelids with just a concealer. This is the Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline, just to cover up any discoloration that may be on my eyes and to give a nice base for any eyeshadow that we're going to put on top of it. So I just take this small buffing brush from Real Techniques and I just blend the concealer in all over my eye. I do the same on the next one as well, and then I just go through with my finger just to make sure everything is smoothed out. Now I want to go in with the Maybelline the Nudes palette and pick up a fluffy brush from Crown Brush. I will link their website down below. I'm just taking this brownish grayish color as my transition color to help everything else that we put on the eyelids blend out a lot easier. I'm just putting that directly in the crease. As you can see, I do have folds in my crease, so I know where my crease is right above where those folds are. And I do apologize, the light, I was sitting in front of a window and the light goes in and out, so the colors look a little washed out at times, but I do have pictures of the finished look that show the actual colors. I'm just going through and blending this out on both sides with that still that grayish color. Just make sure everything is smooth and even. You don't have to be too precise about this because you are going to put another color over top of that. You just want to add some kind of base color. Then I'm going to go in with that darker brown, kind of gray color as well, just to intensify my crease area and define it some more so you can actually see it and it looks like it pops. So I just do that on both eyes, and then I go back in and just blend everything with that same blending brush just to make sure everything is smooth and there's no harsh lines. The most important part of eyeshadow or makeup period is to blend everything out. I'm going to go in next with a another blending brush that doesn't have any product on it, just to smooth out the outer edge of the eyeshadow, just to make sure that there are no harsh edges or lines and everything is seamless. Next, I'm going to go in with a flat eyeshadow brush to pick up that pink color. The light from the window was reflecting off, so you couldn't really see it that well. This is the Brights palette from Maybelline, and I'm just going in with a flat eyeshadow brush, packing brush to pack on that pinkish, the pink shimmery color onto the entire lid. And I take that all the way up into the crease. This brush as well is from Crown Brush. Like I said, I will link their website down below. I'm going back into the Nudes palette and picking up that white shimmery color for my brow bone highlight. I take that on that fluffy brush that we used earlier, just so it doesn't apply too much product and gives like just a nice little wash of shimmer to the brow bone. So when the light hits it, you can see that reflection. And that's pretty much the eyes. I just go back in just to make any final adjustments, make sure everything is even and blended in. Just use those windshield wiper movements. I'm going to go in with my Covergirl Supersizer mascara. I'm going to coat my top lashes. I'll wait to do the bottom after I finish the rest of my makeup. I really do like this mascara. It comes with like a nice little brush that helps get each lash. Next, I'm going to go in with my NYX Dark Circle Concealer. We're going to start on the face. And since it's all drugstore, I'm not going to use the MAC peach luster like I normally do. I'm just going to go in with the NYX one, and hopefully it works. I'm just taking that with that blending brush, buffer brush, excuse me, from Real Techniques. You can find the Real Technique brushes at like Ulta or Walmart. They are fairly inexpensive. I wanted to keep everything in this tutorial pretty reasonable price-wise, and all of the brushes are, for the most part, drugstore prices. Even if you can't find them in the drugstore, they're around drugstore prices. So I am using the Better Skin foundation. I already used the concealer on my eyes. I picked this up because I saw a few people using it, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It matches my skin perfectly, and it looks like skin. And it is medium to full coverage, so you can build it up, and it's not going to look cakey. When it first went on, I wasn't sure of the color because my skin is a lot darker than my face, but as you can see, it does blend very nicely with my natural skin tone on my body, and it goes on as smoothly as it looks. So I generally just go for like a medium coverage because I don't have too much that I need to cover. So I just sped this part up a little bit because I do take a lot of time smoothing out my foundation just to make sure everything is seamless and the coverage that I like it to be. So and I am using the e.l.f. small stipple brush that you can get from Target, Walmart, Ulta, and a few other stores. I just go back in with my beauty blender just to make sure there's no streaks in the brush and make sure everything is smoothed out. Next, I'm going to go back in with that Better Skin concealer and just conceal and highlight under my eyes, in between my eyebrows, the bridge of my nose and my chin. It was a little light. I believe this color is light, and I was looking for the light medium, but they didn't have it. But I made it work. I probably will mix it with the darker concealer next time. But it was a little bright for my taste. I don't generally like my highlight that bright. But it is a great concealer. So now I'm just going to go in with my NYX Pro Contour and Highlight and Contour palette with the banana powder, and it's like a pale pink powder. And I'll just go in there with my Real Techniques contour brush and set under my eyes. And you can see how well that concealer did because you can't even see any of my dark circles. And I did color correct slightly, but it still, you don't see anything. I love it. Next, I believe we're going to contour just a little bit. This is, an easy back to school look, so we're not going to do a full heavy contour highlight, but this is just a slight contour with the LA Pro Conceal. I have to link the color or put the color below in the description box. But I just do that right in the hollows of my cheeks, up a little bit towards my eyebrow, right there on my forehead. And I am going to just use that for the outside of my face. I will contour my nose with the powder. So I just took that same stipple brush, I wiped it off, and then I just blended it in. I've already done a highlight and contour routine, so if you want to see a more in-depth one, I can link it below. Now I'm just going in with my matte L'Oreal Infallible powder just to put under my eyes a little bit to try to tone down the brightness. I know you couldn't see it because the sun was reflecting from it, but it is my skin tone matte powder. Now I want to go back in with the NYX Pro Highlight and Contour palette just to set the other highlighted areas with that yellow and pink powder. Then I'm going to go into that grayish, brownish contour color. I do prefer a cooler tone contour powder. I don't like it really warm. because the actual hollows and shadows of your face aren't warm color. They're going to be more of a darker color, dark grayer color. So I just do that, and I basically set all the areas that we just did with the cream. I'm also bringing some color back into my skin because I am a little pale in the face area. So you always want to brush your contour on your cheeks up, not down, because it'll make your face look larger. Just taking a fluffy eyeshadow brush from Real Techniques and contouring my nose with that same color that we used on our cheeks. And I don't do too much contouring on the nose, I just do slightly on the sides just to make it a little more narrow and kind of elongate it some. You see me bring that down on the sides as well of my nose just to make everything seamless, and then just going back in with that brush that I used, the powder, just to clean up so there's no seams. Now going in with my Covergirl Queen Bronzer. I just want to warm up the face some more, give it some more color so it looks sun-kissed and not as pale. And then I'm going to go back with my L'Oreal Infallible Matte Powder foundation and set the rest of my face, the places that I didn't do the contour or the highlight. And I do go over some of those areas just to warm it up so it's not so bright. I took the peach, Luminoso from Milani. I didn't show it, I show a clip of it, but this is the Luminoso by Milani just as a blush. Now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. warm bronzer with a dual fiber brush from Coastal Scents, just as my illuminating powder on the tops of my cheeks, around my eyebrow, the tip of my nose, and a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And for the lips, I went in with NYX, I believe this color is Tokyo. This is the soft buttercream, soft matte buttercream, something like that. I'll link it down below in the description box. And just did that all over the lips as just a nice little wash of pink color. And this does dry matte. I did have lip chapstick on, so it didn't dry as quickly. But that is the look. Not too much involved, all affordable products, and you still get that flawless look. You don't have to spend $100, $50 on a foundation for you to get a flawless look. I do thank you for watching this tutorial, and if you want to see more back to school looks, please thumbs up and comment below.